Edmund, Chen, what did you mean by the message, "I'm stuck"?
But I'm stuck. I'm stuck with this paragraph.
Paragraph?
Yeah. I'm writing a book.
You're writing a book?
Hey, and this is your chance to write this book on sexuality education with me. I could always do it with creative ideas.
A book on sexuality education. I'd rather write a book on vampires or detectives. It's not easy communicating with your children on sexuality issues.
Why not? Look at me. We're both parents, right? We're both survive our kids' puberty, right? So I think we can help other parents who need help communicating with their children on sensitive issues. Look, what do you think of these topics?
It's very serious.
Well, the birds and the bees is a serious topic.
My mom used to always say the phrase, the birds and the bees. She could never say the word sex.
Why not? I can do that. Sex!
Some people say the word sex like it's a bad word, but actually it's a very common word like, you know, car or shopping.
Right. And as a parent of grown children, I know that teenagers will get curious about sex.
Actually, not just teenagers, but younger children as well. I guess it's a part of growing up.
Hey, you're so right about it. And I always believe that children should always go to their parents first when they need important information, when they need support, even when they're feeling scared or confused.
Now I know why you're writing this book. I am definitely in. And let's hope we can find a publisher as well.
Let's go for it. Have a look. What do you think? Any comments?
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. I'm so glad I agreed to co-write this book with Edmund. You see, during my research, I learned a lot of valuable tips on how to build trust and stronger bonds with my children.
Well, in every chapter, we will look at real case studies to try and learn some important lessons from them.
And we will be speaking to experts who will give useful tips on how to talk to your children about sexuality issues.
So let's begin with the all-important question. How can parents broach the topic of sexuality with their children?
Be sincere.
Be open and honest in your communication.
Don't be too quick to judge.
And please don't preach.
Hear your children's views first.
It's right for you or for your views.
Start a discussion.
And don't fight. Now let's hear what a counselor has to say in reply to some of the common questions she often gets from parents. Like, what is the best time for you to talk to your children about sexuality? Or why is there a need to talk about it when schools deal with sexuality education?
There is no magic age at which you should start talking to your child about sexuality. You can talk to them when they're in preschool, when they're in primary school, when they're in secondary school, because you would know the best time and the right things that you need to tell them about sexuality, because you know them best. Schools may be able to give you the facts about sexuality, but there's something that they don't have, which parents have, and that is parents can pass on values to their children. They can lay the foundations of values and sexuality education to their children. And besides, parents also have teachable moments that they can have with their children. Movies that they see, newspapers that they read, they can use those moments to talk to their children about sexuality.
Talking to our kids about sexuality issues isn't that difficult. But many parents are often caught off guard when they are unprepared, as in the case of the babies.
Thanks, Mom. What is sex, Dad?
What? Don't ask so many questions. Just eat your breakfast.
Song, you're late for tuition. Better hurry up.
Okay. Bye, Dad. Bye, Mom.
Bye.
Bye, see you later. How are you going to answer that question?
You mean how are we going to answer that question?
Fortunately, Song's parents soon realized they handled the situation badly. After talking to other parents, they tried to answer Song's question again. We'll see how they did it soon after the break. Now, let's see how Song's parents handled that question many parents hate to answer. What is sex?
Song, remember yesterday you asked us what is sex?
Yes, and you didn't want to talk about it.
It was just that your question took us by surprise. And we were not ready.
So what's the answer?
Well, sex is one of the things that a husband and wife do to show their love to each other.
Then why was the man in jail for having sex?
Which man?
The man in the newspaper. I'll show you. This man.
Oh, well, that's because he had sex with someone that he's not supposed to have sex with. And that can get you into big trouble.
So, there are some bad people who take advantage of young innocent children and touch them in the wrong way. They can be sent to jail for that. See, there is good touch and bad touch. Hugging and kissing people who you love and you know, like Grandpa and Grandma, that's good touch.
Yeah, and when they hug me after giving me ang pao, I feel good.
That's right. But if someone asks you to touch him or her in a way that makes you feel uncomfortable in exchange for a present, that's bad touch.
Or if the adult tells you not to tell anyone that he or she touched you, or forces you to touch him or her, then that's bad touch. You must be sure to tell Daddy or Mommy if someone tries a bad touch on you, okay?
All right.
What can you tell a child to do if he or she experiences bad touch?
Say no.
Let your child know that they can tell the person they don't like it and they don't want to be touched.
Get away fast.
Never stay alone with the person again.
Get help.
Tell the child to go to a public place and scream as loud as possible.
Inform someone he or she trusts.
Such as a teacher. In this case, Song's parents did well to establish trust. The next time Song has any question about sexuality, he wouldn't be afraid to approach them.
But such trust with our children can't be established overnight. I find it important to strengthen the parent and child bond in simple day-to-day ways, like sending them SMSs telling them how much I miss them while I'm on an overseas shoot, or cooking something special and getting them to invite their friends over. Sometimes we just sit down and enjoy a good sitcom. In these ways, I get to know their friends too. But some parents are suspicious of their children's friends and can be controlling. Such parents end up pushing their children away, making it hard for their kids to trust them. This is a true case which I read about.
Lois, where do you think you're going? Meeting your useless friends again?
My friends are not useless.
Where were you for the last few nights?
A friend's place to study.
What's his number? I want to speak to his mother.
Hey, I am not going to let you embarrass me.
Why are you spying on me? Do you know why am I always going out every day?
because I can't stand being in this house with you. Leave the room now.
You are not going out. You are staying home to study.
It seems like this relationship is beyond repair. But experts tell us how Louis's mother can repair her relationship with her son and what parents can do to prevent a case like this. The answers to those and other questions when we return. Louis's mother spied on him as it was her way of protecting him. How do we, as parents, draw the line between being protective and being controlling? How much freedom should we be giving our children?
In this particular scenario, what the mother was doing was over-controlling and interfering, building up a distrust between child and parent.
Where were you for the last few nights? You are not going out. You are staying home to study today.
Now this distrust will form the wedge between the two of them such that it will interfere and interrupt their communication. And communication between parents and child is critical. Effective communication will help the parent protect the child because the parent can then teach the child about responsibility. Responsibility eventually equates to consequences.
Hey,
Should the pictures of this girl go around his friends or even the school, it will impact another parent and another child, the child being the girl in the pictures. In this particular case, there is a need to mend the fence. Mend the fence meaning there is already a conflict. We need to build the relationship again. And it means, firstly, the mother needs to back off. She needs to find an opportunity to create a scenario for both her and her son can come together and negotiate.
Sometimes, we may not have all the answers our kids need, but some expert who have spent years working in this field, building the parents-child communication, can offer some help.
Well, one very important thing that parents should note when talking to their children about sexuality is that sometimes parents themselves are the biggest hurdle to talking to their children about sexuality.
What is sex, Dad?
Don't ask so many questions. Just eat your breakfast.
Song, you're late for tuition. Better hurry up.
Okay.
Some parents may have had difficult experiences when they were growing up. Some may not have had their parents talk to them about sex. And sometimes parents may find sexuality a very embarrassing topic to talk about. So parents need to clear that hurdle first. And then they find that talking to their children about sexuality becomes a very enjoyable experience in which they can bond with their child. They shouldn't be afraid to admit that they don't have all the answers to the questions that their children are asking.
It is important to earn your child's trust so that she feels comfortable with you and is not afraid to come to you with her problems. If your child feels that she cannot share her feelings with her own parents, she will seek companionship elsewhere, such as in the case of Radha.
Radha, wait up! Where are you going? It's none of your business.
Where were you the whole night? I was worried sick about you. This isn't the first time you're staying out late without informing me. I worked so hard just for you, and you don't seem to care.
At a loss, Radha's mom goes to see Radha's school counselor.
Sometimes she doesn't come home for 2 or 3 days.
May I inquire what the home situation is like?
Her father is very strict and they hardly talk to each other as he works long hours. And I also return home late from work and don't get to see Radha much.
Do you know who she hangs out with? Mrs. Ambiga, it's come to our attention that Radha has been spending a lot of time with men she's not familiar with.
What?
This can be very dangerous because the men could take advantage of her. I've spoken to Radha a few times and it seems that she feels no one really cares about her.
Of course we care. Why do you think we work so hard?
She used to be such a sweet girl. I don't know what's happened to her.
I suggest that the two of you come and see me next week. We can try to find a way to work things out. Both of you need to reach out to each other. I'd like to help.
Radha, wait up! Where are you going? It's none of your business.
For this particular case, it is quite clear that the mother did not have any rules in the house, and suddenly there are new rules. So the child is confused. And when she went off with a stranger, now that also could have been part of the mother's rules. She should have stipulated from the very beginning, when the child is starting to learn about friendships, relationships, that rule 1, you need to be home by a certain time. That's a curfew hour. Rule 2, do not go off with strangers. Rule 3, ensure that if you're going to be back by a certain time, you call me. Rules are very important in any household because it keeps the parents safe. It also keeps the child safe because, now what the mother is doing is just reacting after a situation.
I work so hard just for you, and you don't seem to care.
Edmund, I think we need to end this chapter on It's All About Love by summarizing the learning points for the parents. So for me, the takeaway message is it's never too early to start communicating with your children.
That's a good one. Well, as for me, it was that no parent-child relationship is beyond repair.
That's a good one too.
Thank you. As for you, busy parents, here are some valuable tips from an expert to help you keep your communication channels open.
We should be glad to be able to communicate with our children. G stands for give them your full attention. When you're talking to them, look at them in the eyes and give them your full attention. Don't do something else at the same time. Don't read your newspaper and try to talk to them at the same time. Put your newspaper down and look at them and talk to them. L stands for listen with your eyes and with your ears. You can pick up a lot of things by listening to them with your eyes. You can pick up their body language. You can know straight away whether they're angry, whether they're sad, whether they're fearful. So remember to listen with your eyes as well as your ears. A stands for ask questions. Ask them about things. Ask open-ended questions. Don't ask questions that end with a yes or a no because that doesn't lend to more talk and more communication. Ask them questions that make them think. And finally, D, don't lecture. Once you start nagging and lecturing, the kids would shut up and they won't talk to you anymore. So be glad that you can communicate with them.
If you show your child care, concern, respect, and trust, you can improve your relationship with your child.
May I? Okay. If you don't build a trusting and honest relationship with your children from the early years, they may look for answers in wrong places and end up making bad decisions that can ruin their lives. So we have to learn to see things from their perspective, not being judgmental. As teenagers, they are going through a period of confusion and stress. So we have to be there and help them to get through their growing pains.
We must learn to respect their privacy and let them know how important they are to us.
Good. And as their family, we will always stand by them no matter what. Take the first step to building trust and respect.
Join us next week for Chapter 2 on Growing Pains.